Hey everyone, I wanted to walk through installing Haiku in a UTM virtual machine on an Apple Silicon Mac to show you that it works. As you can see, I've got an Apple M1 Max laptop. I've got the latest version of UTM as of this recording, 4.2.5, and I've got the Haiku R1 Beta 4 image downloaded. With that, we should be set to go. So I already have a few different VMs, including Haiku and UTM. I'm going to click Create a New Virtual Machine. We need to emulate the Intel processor to run Haiku. Now we choose Other for Other Operating System. We need to choose an ISO image, and we're going to go down to Haiku R1 Beta 4 image. Now, in the next few steps, we can skip past with the default settings. Now we want to name our VM. Because I already have a few Haiku VMs, I'm going to call this Haiku 3. Now we can click the play button to start the VM. We get the Haiku boot screen, and it's going to take just a few seconds to start up. Now we see the Welcome to Haiku screen. I'm moving the cursor, but the cursor in Haiku isn't moving yet. In a few seconds, it's going to start working. Now we could click Try Haiku to bring up Haiku right away, but we might as well install it into the VM. Click Continue past the text. Now we get an error that no partitions have been found that are suitable for installation. Surprisingly, UTM didn't install a B file system partition, so we need to do that ourselves. Click OK. Choose Setup Partitions. Now select QEMU hard disk. Now, just as a warning, whenever you're formatting hard drives, it's important to have a backup of your computer. You should be safe here because the VM should only have access to the virtual hard drive unless you've changed other settings. But just stop and be careful if you have any questions. Choose Partition, Format, B file system. Continue. Use the default settings here, Format, and write changes. Now it's been formatted. We click OK and close out of drive setup. Now from the Onto dropdown, we can choose QEMU hard disk, and now we can begin. It should just take a minute or so to do the installation. All right, now we can restart. Now we actually need to power down the VM to change some settings, but I find that it works best to restart it so that it finalizes what it's doing, and then during the boot sequence, we can just power it off. You shouldn't usually do that, but we need to in this case. Settings to QEMU. Now we need to turn off UEFI boot. That's a very important step to get Haiku booting properly. Click Save. Now we also want to eject the ISO, the virtual disk image we have. So we go down to the CD DVD dropdown and choose Clear. Now let's click Play. Haiku starts up. You can see it's a different screen resolution now, booting off of the installation, and we'll be able to change that later. All right, we have our Haiku desktop. The cursor is still not quite responding yet. It's going to take a few seconds like it did last time. And there it is. We get some SSH startup stuff, but we're in BOS. I should say Haiku. Sorry, Haiku. Let's change the screen resolution. Go to the feather menu here, which I'm sure has a name that I don't know. Go to Preferences, then to Screen. Here you can change the resolution. I'm going to bump it up to this just to try it. Another great place to get started is under the quick tour to get a feel for Haiku. And with that, you should be all set to explore Haiku. Thanks.